Welcome everyone, this is Timeless Site Trails and you're watching the Nike Missile Control Site LA-96. Right now we're located 5 miles north from Santa Monica and 2 miles south from Encino, and also 10 miles away from the beautiful of Calabasas. So this road is actually located on Mulholland Drive on 17500 Mulholland Drive in LA, 1 mile west from Encino Hills Drive. So you turn left and going and traveling to the located of San Vicente Point Mountain Park. Don't be scared, it's gonna be the only dirt road around, and then until you hit the end of the road right here. So I was going around and I saw this interesting missile site. As you can see, I came in the dirt road. I actually drove over here because I don't feel like walking almost a mile or a mile and a half because of time. This is actually a retired missile silo, more like a microwave silo, because the missiles were 4.5 miles away from here. If an enemy would have come by and this thing detected, I only saw like 4 of the missile silos, and as you can see right here, some of them are in bad shape that you cannot go there, or they have graffiti and everything. Or there's some other ones that you can even go inside and take a look. This one, the cool thing is that you can actually go ahead, take a look. During the Cold War, this missile reservation LA-96C was one of the 16 nuke missile sites that protect LA from the future attack of the Soviet bombers. It was an active battery from 1956 to 1968 with radar searching skies for enemy plane, a new military technology made for nukes, missiles, and obsolete. Made into a park, nature is reclaiming the military ruins. Restricted area. Or is it restricted? Not anymore, I think. This is pretty cool, look. I guess back in the day when they used to have like military personnel coming, it used to be a you know, one of those things that goes down and up, so the people don't even be able to get in. So I thought it was pretty cool. Let's see how it looks. That's very nice. Formerly a nuke missile site control, pretty much the same thing what it says. Restricted entry, vehicles with handicap permit only beyond this point. Oh, so I'm okay, I guess. Cool. So it's for the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy. Let's keep going. So we all know that the Cold War was the military reservation of LA-96. I saw on the map also that there is only like 5 or 6 of them like this. And like I said earlier, they're not well kept. This is the only best one, well kept, and you can go inside and just take a look and everything and just scroll around, you know. But it was one of 16 nuke missile sites that protected the LA from attacks from Soviet Union, from bombers of the 1960s. The sky enemy, a new military technology. It was actually obsolete and claimed by military ruin. So it has a lot of beautiful sights of the Santa Monica Mountains and the San Fernando back over there. There's the San Fernando. We call it the valley. Okay, it has a pretty cool observation view right here. So it's just saying about the area and the open space of big wild things. I'll try to make a video of each place, but the other places that has like graffiti and everything, I'm not gonna be able to go those, but they say a lot of different locations. One in Palmdale. There is another one that it was disappointed by the 1950s on Flat Mount in El Monte, Whittier, La Puente Hills by La Brea, LA-29. They have one in Fountain Valley. This continued in the 1950s. San Pedro Hills, 1980s, so that's pretty recent. By the Long Beach Airport and by Lakewood in 1963. Quite recent by MacArthur. Just 2 of them are continued to release, and the last 18 and 19 they are discontinued.
In the early 1950s, Nike missile bases were being built in the LA basin that were intended to keep California protected from attack. By 1958, 200 bases were built across the country. That's a lot. Locally, 16 sites were constructed in out-of-the-way areas miles away from homes and roads, into what was called the Ring of Supersonic Steel. Newhall to the north, Malibu to the west, San Pedro to the south, Stanton to the east. Of the 16 Nike missile bases in the basin, 2 were in the former Ranchos area. The first base built was designated LA Base Number 14, built in South El Monte in 1953. The second missile base in the valley was established in 1958 at the top of the Pointy Hills, north of the city of Brea, LA Base Number 29. Each base consisted of 2 separate locations, the radar and control communication site and the launch battery site, 3 underground missile silos, administration building, a radar and tracking building, mess hall, barracks, and a small motor pool. Within the site, the 2 locations were a quarter mile apart. In case the bomber strike taking out a launch pad, the radar control site was still able to launch remaining missiles and have contact with other bases.
It has a stationary post at the center of the box, a matter of 24 hours a day. Soldiers prevent the authorized entry. A-bar radar tower. So that's the A-bar radar tower. This tower was added time after 1961. New authorization battery radar, A-bar, able to locate enemy bombers 100 miles away. Oh, and these ones are water tanks. There are no water at the LA-96C to store tanks that had any to be installed, so there's none anymore for sure. Okay, let's go. The TRR radar pad, the house target ranging range, conjunction with the target tracking system, could follow most advanced Soviet bombers. The missile tracking radar MRTR was positioned here overlooking the launch site, so that's one of them. It has spotted the nukes. Missiles would have been launched through continuously by the MRTR and would guide the missile by computer command. I believe this is back over there. And they used to have a control trailers that is not here anymore, most probably back over there. And let's go here and check it out. They had barracks, they had a generator. I believe the generator was inside there. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so. So I should produce for electricity to run the entire military post. So and there was the post, now advanced system now, so we don't need those anymore. And they also have cactus, garden and everything, and symbols. That's supposed to be a tunnel. Who knows what it goes to? So that's pretty cool. The Lorraine building was being replaced with a modern restroom. So the restroom we just saw earlier, it was like a small building. Radar would send location to computer. Computer would activate missile and guidance and radar. And missile would be launched from Sepulveda Basin. This is around 4.5 miles away from here. Missile booster will fall off and radar would detonate, destroying airplane before it could be bombed in LA. Nike missile site. Whew. Oh, this is very nice. It's actually one of those places that you come and you actually have to experience it yourself, because this is not a type of site to get over with. Oh, the cars are over there. So this is how the outlook will look. San Vicente was an ideal location for the Nike missile radar. On the peak of 1950 feet above sea level, it provided a vision in all directions. Soldiers in the LA-96 battery could look southeast to a downtown Los Angeles with few of the tall buildings that we see actually today. From here, it is 15 miles to the center of downtown, and it is 10 miles to Venice Beach. In 1962, the Nike official claimed that whatever tomorrow brings, Nike will be watching, always ready. However, by the end of the 1960s, both of the US and the Soviet Union had developed a intercontinental ballistic missile, the one we showed earlier in the video, which travels so far in high Nike missile were unless for defense. The soldiers were on 50 minutes alert in case of the attack of the enemy plane had located on the LA-96C control. Where you are now standing, computers will have activated missiles at the person's site launch. In San Pedro Basin, around 4.5 miles away, there are one of 30 Nike missiles would have been launched to intercept and destroy the enemy aircraft before it could drop bombs on LA. For security reasons, the soldiers knew only their assignment jobs, none knows exactly how the Nike system worked. As the warfare technology escalated, the US switched from the Nike-Ajax missile with conventional warhead to larger Nike Hercules missile with the nuclear warhead. Serbian developed our radar could not detect in the early 1960s. The military built the tower to house advanced radar that neutralized in the Serbian planes. The LA-96 was surrounded with wilderness and soldiers live inside the fence cage while animals watch from the outside in. Military enclosure in wildlife is not in abundance today because the urbanization has destroyed its habitat. However, public agencies including the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy and the Mountain Recreation and the authorities of the California state parks have worked together to conserve 20,000 acres of continuous wildland that is not based by a single paved road. This open space area is known as the Big Wild. From here you can access miles of the trails and hiking mountain trails, quiescent use into the deep. The complex terrain in open space from the San Fernando Valley to the Pacific Ocean provide the habitat of the mountain lion, bobcat, American badgers, gray fox, longtail eagle, wild deer, and other animals. You're never alone in a big wilderness of this area. Other thing that I forgot is a lot of the soldiers used to be really bored during this time because mostly of all 24 hours they were not doing anything. They were just waiting probably a bomber to pass by to get into action. But they used to bring all these people around, like actresses or famous people or even school kids, to see the missile site. And let's see this short video of it.
As you can imagine, some of the assignments could be boring, tedious. But for a special few soldiers stationed at the Los Angeles and Hollywood bases, they had a more interesting and exciting tour of duty. Occasionally, Hollywood entertainers were allowed on base and even into the silos. An open door policy allowed beauty contests to be held at the battery. And they even crowned a woman Miss Atomic Bomb.
So for me to come over here and experience this beautiful beauty of this missile site, I don't think so. It's gonna be too preserved like the other ones. But this one is one of the best ones that I see that is really preserved. And for you or anyone who likes this type of stuff or historical monuments to check out, this is one of the most stunning places that I've been. I never thought there was gonna be a place like this, because normally you gotta go inside bases and stuff like that. For my research, this is what I think that is great about this place, that you can actually see some or a lot of the history that it was before, even from the other missile sites they had. You cannot go anywhere else anymore because they're either too far up in the inlands or they are not really accessible by car or sometimes with a motorcycle, because they're all the way up in the bullock. Or maintaining a location like this all the way up in the mountain was also missing a radar that will detect the enemy airplanes. Radar will send location to computer. Computer will activate missile guardians. Mission will be launched and supervision. Missile booster will be full off. Radar will be guided missile to the enemy airplane, whether it detonates or destroy the airplane before the bombs land to LA. I thought it was a pretty cool thing to come and see. Stay tuned, I'm gonna bring more stuff like this, small monuments, historical places. I think that we are going to check out a lot more unique hidden places than this. So this is a Nike Missile Control 96. This is timeless side trails. All the equipment that I use is on the link below. And remember, I'm a real estate agent in California. And thanks for watching, and until the next one, bye.